Is video games back then harder or is it easier? It's actually a good topic now that I think about it. Back then, before like YouTube was popular, we had to rely on cheat codes, and if a game didn't have cheat codes, you were basically kind of screwed. You had to figure it out on your own. But I don't know. I feel like in a way, yes, it might be a little harder now, but it's kind of a little easier now. I'm gonna tell you why it could be easier now, and I'm gonna explain why it's harder back then. But I think it's easier now because nowadays, if you're having trouble with a certain level, all you gotta do is just look at a YouTube video on how to beat it. And back then, you had to like find out the hard way. Like back then, I couldn't look on tutorials on YouTube of how to do this. But as time went on and how social media improved, everybody was just showing you, oh, this is how you beat this certain level. This is how you do this. Back then, you either had to figure it out on your own, or you had to find your older sibling or best friend or anybody, a family member, to help you beat that level or whatever in the game. Because nowadays, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of easier to me to beat a level. Like, for example, there was times I was having trouble on Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now that game sometimes could be kind of hard. Now I only looked like twice because there was certain things I'm like, is this a glitch in the game to where it won't work? But there was certain things where it's like, okay, I say 90% of the game I figured it out on my own and I beat it on my own. But like 10% I was like, okay, this is a little too hard. Let me go on YouTube and figure out where do I find this missing puzzle so I can beat this part of the level. So yeah, it could get really hard like that. Another thing I want to say is you had to really lock in back in the day because we had memory cards and you had to put the memory card inside. But now it saves on the game now, but back then a lot of kids, y'all don't know about memory cards. If you lose your memory card, all your progress is gone. But forget about memory cards for a second. There were certain games in general where you could make it far in the game, but if you mess up, you got to start from level 1. Now some games are probably still like that now, but a lot of people don't understand how frustrating that is. Just hear from my perspective. Imagine you make it all the way to level 50 in the game and you got like 3 lives or something, for example, and you die. And you finally die in the game. Excuse me. You finally die in the game, you gotta start over from level 1 all over again. That is the most infuriating thing, and that is why it's like a lot of people, like, I ain't gonna lie, like sometimes that would make me not even want to play a game. Like, that would make me not even want to play a game. Like, now sometimes if I really like a game and I be like, man, I know that how good of a player I am, I could get back to level 50 within like a day or maybe like a couple hours or whatever. Okay, cool. But some games is just like, if it's a very extremely hard game and you made it to level 50, you gotta start over like on level 1. That is infuriating. If there's any games that you guys where you made so much progress in and you finally like you died and you had to start over from square one, let me know in the comment section below, because that is like, man, that is infuriating. But I'm gonna say this though, I don't know what that is right there on my, I was looking at something on my desk, I don't know what that was. Overall, me personally, I know this comment section probably gonna be all over the place. Some people agree, some people disagree. But yeah, I feel like the old school video games was probably way harder because I did make a video like I think I did. What was the hardest video game you ever played? And we had some hard games. Like, I'm not saying these games now is easy because every game got a challenge. It depends like what game it is. But recently, I don't know what is the most hardest game in this generation. But if you guys, the new generation watching this, y'all know, let me know. But yeah, back then, certain games were extremely difficult, and I wasn't the type of person that could solve those games. But now that I'm older, it's like the hard games that I go back and play or that I see, I'm like, it's easy now. It's easy now. You ever go back and like a game that you used to struggle with as a kid, you play it now as an adult, and you like, that game was actually easy. Like, it was like or it wasn't even that easy, but it's just like you made it difficult than what it is. Of course, you're older, your brain developed and stuff like that. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. That's just my opinion.